Hello, I'm Patrick Berkeley, and I'm either your son or daughter's ACE general paper teacher, or I'm your general paper teacher, depending on who's watching the video. Um, Before I start, I just want to say that I'm really not that good at doing recordings like this, and I already tried one, and I didn't do a very good job at it. So I'm trying again. Just please be like forgiving of me not talking good on camera because it's like really hard to do. I was trying to watch some YouTubers to try to see what they do, and they're very talented, I would say, because they're like really good at being on a video camera for a long time. It's a lot harder than I thought it was. I really respect them a lot more than I probably did 2 weeks ago. Anyway, all right. So back to me in the class. So I am Patrick Berkeley, and I've been teaching for like almost maybe 18 years. Um, and 15 of those years has been at Northeast High School. I graduated from the University of Miami in the early noughties, and I had a degree in English. I have a degree in English with a focus in creative writing and also film. Um, and then after I graduated, I immediately started teaching at Bear Middle School, which was fun, and I taught there for 3 years. And then after that, I went to Northeast High School, and I've been there ever since, and it's been a great time. Um, so let me tell you about some other things I do. So I also teach at Broward College on the weekends. I'm an adjunct professor there. I started doing that about 5 or 6 years ago. I went back to school in the early 2010s, and I pursued a Master's of Fine Arts in Creative Writing, which was really an amazing experience. I went to this school called Spalding University, and they have this really cool remote learning experience, which is a sort of hybrid model. And so what that meant is that for 10 days, I would go to the school, and we would stay in this really cool hotel with the other professors. Not, I wasn't a professor then, but with the other students, and then also the professors, who were all famous writers. And it was really cool, and they were so helpful. And then when we went back to our homes, we were um, we were given a mentor who was one of the teachers. And then we spent the rest of the semester like working on a book or working on a long essay and getting a lot of very intense feedback from the professor. So I thought it was really cool. So I think this remote learning experience that we're starting the year off with has a lot of positives to it. Um, Let me talk a little bit about how the actual class is going to go. So the class will start with we signing on to Microsoft Teams, where we're all there together, and there'll be some kind of warm up assignment to type into the chat box, and then we'll move on to the lesson, and I'll do some kind of presentation. It'll probably include interaction with the students. Participation right now will be an important part of your grade because I want to make sure everyone's participating during the class. And then there'll be an assignment that will be the end of the class, and I stay in the chat the whole time while you're working on it, and you can ask me questions or get help in any way that you need. Okay? And then if and when we go back to the building, things will change um, in a lot of different ways. We don't really know how that's happening yet, so I can't really give good information about how it will change because it depends on some things they decide. All right, anyway, so let me think. I was talking about the class day. What's next? Let me talk about the actual class. So this is a Cambridge class, ACE General Paper, and you guys have a test at the end of the year, which consists of in two parts. One of the parts is an essay, and the other part is like sort of like reading comprehension stuff. So we're going to be working a lot of the year on learning how to write good essays for one, and also learning how to sort of think in a deeper way. And we're also going to be learning a lot about some contemporary issues that you are going to gain as much knowledge as possible on, so that you don't feel completely lost when it's time for you to do this essay at the end of the year. And hopefully we'll be able to get to a place where the class is at a solid space in terms of understanding what's expected of them for the test and how they can best accomplish it. Um, we're also going to be using a whole wide range of different resources, um, a lot of internet resources. It's going to be a majority of the class is going to be spent doing valid research on interesting topics. I hope to include like some podcasts too. I've spent the past year really into podcasts, and especially during the quarantine, I was like really into some podcasts. And I'm hoping that we can, you know, find some cool podcasts for you guys to get into as well, because they're also an interesting way of learning a lot of information. It's really a fascinating and unique tool today. Back in the early 1900s, radio was such a large part of the public's way of getting entertained. And now we've created something similar but different in the way that it's structured with these podcasts. And I don't know if you guys have any favorite podcasts or not, but I definitely love listening to all sorts of them. Okay, the other thing I wanted to tell you a little bit about is that I was teaching remotely this summer for BC, and they did a very similar sort of process that we're doing here in terms of using a like Zoom S. We're using Teams, but like they have a different one called BB Collaborate format, where your teacher's on video and everyone participates in different ways. And I just wanted to tell you guys that I found it to be pretty interestingly fine. Like I was really expecting it to be tough and not to feel connected to the students, and like to feel like there's this large distance between what's happening and what would be considered like solid educational progress. But there's a lot of cool things about it. One thing that we're going to utilize in the class that I think can be very positive is the chat box. I love the chat box. It's not something we have in a normal class. There's not this chat box that you can like sort of make comments or ask questions at any time. You usually have to wait to be called on, and we don't have to wait to be called on anymore. You can contribute to the class and ask questions at any time that you would like, thanks to the chat box. So I find that to be a very positive part of the virtual learning experience. Another very positive part of the virtual learning experience is the fact that the classes are going to be recorded. So if you spend some time in class and you zone out and you just were not like able to pay attention for a little brief period, that time that you like zoned out and you feel like you lost it forever, you did not lose forever, because now you can watch the recording. And I think that will make it, a lot better for you. My students at BC, we had to stop recording for the admin told us to, and the students were really upset because they were really using it for their educational progress. So I really think it would be important for you to use the recordings and also use the chat box. And I think it's going to make your year a lot better than you thought it would be. Okay. All right, that's it for the video. I hope I did an okay job. It's really hard because I'm looking at myself the whole time, and that's why I was fixing my hair so much. And my hair's so long, but my hairdresser doesn't have any appointments available for like another week. It's driving me crazy. All right, anyway, guys, I'll see you virtually. And if you guys have any questions for me, you can email me at patrick.berkeley@browardschools.com. That's patrick.berkeley@browardschools.com. All right, guys. Bye.